now we have another video, another match, and again our focus is on the dual lane farming side, like we had the last time. I will try to road with Akilla here, so we have always his video kind of in the game. I didn't had watched it before cause I kinda have to save time. I will see and stop if I see something going on. We're seeing here the start attempt to get Hui the red buff first, cause his awesome superior ricochet clear can do that. Not sure how he's lining up here. He's not doing the triple bounce angle, even with the support. To see the opponents are coming in. We can see it in the map. They already spotted. I'm not sure. They probably should have moved. You guys should have moved around earlier, so they know they cannot contest it. So we're getting like that's a weird thing. Like that's an easy secured triple bounce, especially if you don't want to angle it. Just let Terra place her walls and Hui triple ricochet within the wall. I mean that Terra wall is designed. Basically designed to allow easy triple ricochets. Just stand in the buff camp and do like the ping pong between the two walls. It's guaranteed, then you come with a much faster clear. You could even do like the buff nearly instant with that. That's definitely something you guys should look into. Overall we had this last game to just use the Terra wall more effectively early. Jumping back into view. So we had get the buff clears, the opponents store one buff. So they have a slight advantage here. They are really close, they will get the oracles if they do. But that's about 1 minion difference, so that's not all too much. However, like you would be much faster. You even could have finished red and contested purple with the right clear, just doing the double bounce when you have a guaranteed triple bounce. I mean, you could just roll it at that red buff. Now, these Terra rolls, if you do that, like, you need synergy, it blocks Hui shots. So if he wants to get the last hit, he got these, but like, still, you're losing about 1 to 2 basic attacks, which makes up for 1 second or 2 you're losing for moving around. Fight on the right side does not really concern us. Oh, we have control. We could try to freeze and kill him, but not really anything we could gain here. We probably could deny 1 or 2 melee minions. Getting the clear with the rotation, so we're probably looking for the mid camp here. So Hui can triple bounce mid camp, 3-way splitting for. Again, like, if you don't go for triple bounces, go for double bounces. Like, you should always be able to do a double bounce. And you're just losing a second here and there. And maybe at that point you lost with that level 1 buff clear already, like 5 seconds, 10 seconds or so of potential gain time. Getting clear. Your Terra clear gets 1 minion stone, is still really low kill count. But we're going into our 3-minute mark, so we have the 5th wave clash now. OE is at 4.5 level. Terra 4.5, so that split everything. Opponents are already a whole level ahead. Yes, they got 3 buffs, and you guys just got 1. That's already a difference, but like I said, if you do an instant red clear, you probably still have an opportunity to steal purple. Then they got oracles as well. That's where the early lead for the opponents comes through. Rama has the level 1 clear, and Athena has also pretty damn good clear at level 1. We'll continue. Another straight shot. Ah, okay. I mean, you're missing 1 archer here, but that's what you see. You're dropping probably 2 last hits here. So that's a bit of gold. Already like a fifth or so of a pot missing out here. Stacking without getting even boots. Like how many gold you have left. So you barely like got the tier 2 boots finished. You had to back pre-level 5. You still have beats, yes. But that's not a good tell. Like that Ram just hit perfectly level 6. And you need at least 1 creep. So I'm not sure if you missed that melee minion cause you strafed over, so another minion lost here. It's 80 feet range, so make sure to be in that range. Have an invade here. Yeah. That's damage. That's what's happened. Getting kill and an assist gives a lot of gold. Basically brings you back, but you're still 1 level behind. So that's only back and you forgot to do D&D. So you're far too committed on the minions here. Like I will rewind that. And let's see, we have that back. And can do this one here. So minions clash. You lose 2 melees. It's okay, because they lose it also. You probably should have gotten that minion if you didn't watch over. Maybe there was a reason for doing that, but losing a creep. So we have that fight here. Susano plus a Toffel doing massive damage. You get an assist and now a kill for the rotation, so more golden XP than you actually should have gotten. Don't rely on kills and assists to get your farm back into the game. The opponent used the time to full clear, so he wants probably to invade now. He could have freezed the wave instead. And now he rolls in, and you're still focusing on the wave. So the first shot, okay. Second shot on the minion. You're considering to fight into 3 archers and a Rama with 1 level ahead, who also has boots finished. So you're taking far too much damage with every shot you're doing on that brute. You're just going to take 60 extra archer damage. Now Ram just needs to hit 2 snipes. You're hiding, not great. He has an angle. He can see you at that position. And you're basically limiting your escape route. So Rama backing off cause he got a ping. He just don't want to be at the risky position. He can push here if he knows that the opponents are missing. He does not know, so basically rotates over to the oracles. He could do at least 500 to 600 damage on the tower. However, chooses to use all his mana to clear the oracles, so you're getting your backup. Again, that's not a triple ricochet. Like, Akilla, I need you to practice like every camp with triple ricochets. Especially these back camps have some really easy spots to get at least double. And you're taking like 5 basic attacks more than you should need. And at that point, that's about 6 seconds. And that time, you're losing minions and wave. You already lost 1 melee. You probably should have gotten. Now pulling the purple buff while minions are clashing. Got lucky here. You really got lucky here. These melees probably should have died. And if waves are clashed and no opponent there, then wave should have always priority over buff. Because they just give more. You're losing the last hits on the melee minions. Far too committed on the backline. You lost 4 last hits, I believe, or 3 at least. Which is another, like, 20 gold. That's a good ricochet. Like, that I need to see on that red buff, I need to see that on the back camp. And on the mid camp, I cannot see. Like, you cannot just do one ricochet and not hit the bounces. Get cancelled out of the jump, you jump in not on the ground. Really important. On the other hand, yeah. And we are losing another 4 creeps. Well, you got ganked. You don't have vision at that point, because you lost all the gold to minions. Like, if you had like all the gold you missed already invested into 2 wards, you probably wouldn't die here at that point. Well, it's always easy to talk afterwards. So we have another wave clashing here. You should lose probably 2 minions here. Doing the back camps, 3-way splitting. It's good to get the back camps. I said you should do that more, but 3-way splitting. So you're waiting here still. Lose all minions again. Rama sees because he has vision there. Get bugged, get directly out-traded again. You have to back almost immediately again. You're losing 1 minion to tower. You're losing 3 minions to tower, 4 minions to tower. So another 4 minions wasted the gold. Like basically what you already lost due to not getting all the gold and XP early you could have gotten. You really need. Yeah, but you lost like the. If you would do like that again and like show exactly what gold you lost, that 100 gold or so you lost 2 minutes earlier killed you because you didn't add wards here. Yeah, at the sentry ward here at that position, you would see him rotating in. You would have denied the enemy vision at that point. Or forced the enemy armor to sentry ward himself. But that comes. If I want to be really mean, I can say that comes down to the fact that you guys did not triple bounce the red buff and the afterwards attack. Because getting 1 creep earlier to lane gives you more gold. Like getting all the last hits you missed here, that's good. You got the maximum of stuff you could have gotten, but you had to back again. The amount you have to back cause you get poked out early, or even ganked. Is just too high. Another last hit missed here. Opponent gets all 6. You probably can see it even here. Yeah, you have 4 last hits behind, but he has complete lane dominance. So he got 2 kills. He is halfway through level 11. You're halfway through level 10. But like you lost a lot of stuff already. He is going for the Devout Gauntlet. If you finish Gauntlet before you have finished your Transcendence, he probably has. Yeah. It's about the same. He has currently less skilled in hand. That's okay. A kill for his team. So objective call should be made immediately. That should be at least the tier 1 tower here on right side, or the Portal Demon. The team shouldn't full combat with 4 people. Like, you should already be at the... it's not even Portal, but like, the elementals are about to die, you have to make them, and there's no use in 4-way splitting that assist bounty, with 5 people doing it. Because assists give 50% additional gold, but that is split across all people who get the assist. Now waiting Portal Demon, that's a whole team, 15 seconds lost. Like, mid harpies are there, blue buff is there, and that tower could have been dead in that time. You probably still get it, but like, you lost 15 seconds. I mean, at least mid harpy should have been made 1 wave into the mid tower, or the tier 1 tower could have been damaged. Own buffs have to be made now, so whole team, and especially for you, Akilla, just dropped basically 20 seconds of time wasted, which is already a whole wave if you want to take it that. So now we're seeing the just again 1 bounce. You can do an easy triple bounce here. At least a double bounce. You're already taking again like 3 to 4 basic attacks more than you should take. without any attack speed, you're just losing so much on efficiency. So now you have to focus, get some, but again that should be 2 minions lost to tower. And probably one more minion you could have gotten if you had 12 rounds to red buff, maybe even orb if you catch them before the tower. There's a lot to do. Rama ult, I'm not sure what that means. On that point, again, that's Ricochet I want to see. Like, you're doing like that fancy triple Ricochet, even though they're easier spots, but then, like, on the red buff I don't see it, on the back cam I don't see it, on the mid cam I don't see it. And it has to be there, especially when he is the best hunter for taking jungle camps. Backing again, probably aiming for Transcendence, you have a good overshoot, so you should get at least one tier 1 item. And finally some vision. Still 0 wards placed, 12-minute mark. And all the gold you lost in the game probably could have been used for warding at least. And overall net was so overall what no, so you're like 100 gold behind, but just by what I saw you lost like 400 gold maybe in total. Maybe it's a bit harsh, but could be about 300 to 400 gold you lost here. So you should be ahead. You're actually now ahead on the round. You're getting even on next level. Yeah, still 1 level. What looks that? Gold Fury attempt on the Oracle, so you know they're coming. Running ult. They ult on head. Get from back to Bracken. It's okay. Good placement of the ultimate, both defensive and aggressive place. You're standing far front, loaded, getting body blocked. The ultimate placement was good, and this should be a disengaged ultimate to slow the opponents down. You're not only dying yourself, but you're killing your support here. Now we have Azi going in. Don't have all too much effect at the same time. But yeah, at that point, you got the Gold Fury, make a good ultimate and you try to fight it. The better goal, like that ultimate was placed perfectly to disengage. And Snackboy probably wouldn't have died, Terra here, because he tried to save you, kind of. You got body blocked by the Cabrakan in Tremors onto the wall by another player body blocked. So, yeah, but again, just another few missteps here. Now, like, that's the double Ricochet. Now you can clear with the double, but you still can easily get the triple. But we didn't know that before. So you got that. You lost another 2 minions here, which is okay for the back camp. It's overall more fun. Using that jump here to clear, missing another last hit. Just saying. At that point, that's what's that? 8 gold you're losing. Again, getting your triple Ricochet. On the buff camp, you're doing much faster clear. Rotating over. Probably should have been the 10th one if you had one. Great placement of you. Like that basically won the team fight, but it did massive damage. I'm still not good at grabs. But now push, first objective push. And yeah, you just got this ultimate, you probably made like 1k player damage alone. That's fine. Yeah, in the idea. So Porter Demon is about to respawn this time. It's done correctly without defense. Another story. Rama's trying to contest. He don't have the HP, but it's too far away. Good attempt though. Oh, you're getting camp, splitting, all fine. we're going to minion kills. Like, now Rama has a single great advantage in last hitting. It was okay between. But 30 last hits without a lot, you lost a lot of last hits, another minion died. But you should get 5 at least here. But yeah, that's nothing. You got poked out, farmed out, zoned out. Not even zoned out, they didn't even freeze or abuse the fact that you were behind. But yeah. So you're backing right before two waves clash. Maybe because you don't have vision, but there was no need to back yet. Yeah, you had a lot of gold, but you lost another full wave here. Over for the team fight. You would have got the team fight anyway. Don't need to use cross relic. There was no way there was a follow up on that track.
On the killing spree, are we?
Killing spree 5-3. Let's take a peek. Short to level 16. Now you're kind of even with XP, but you lost your tower. To one side, like down, maybe Ozzy could have defended the tower if you had made the wave before. Don't want to give all the credit here to that wave. Now I need you to focus on the tower. The tower should have been dead already. It took far too long. It's still not dead. And you cannot take like aggro from the tower when you're unless you're the first one stepping in and they're body blocking you, but then yeah, the support has to take over the aggro or something. Lost you the tower attempt, and but then maybe even the fire giant here, which you're dying here. Yeah, you were dead anyway, but jumping into the fire giant does not really help. Maybe you try to make the hero play here. Did not work out, but you would have been dead anyway, unless you you needed to use that Aegis before, but you had used Aegis and beats on the crack who were no follow-up. Opposing team gets one tower. They are aiming for Gold Fury here. And you're still there. Let's see. It's like one of the last stats. Time spent dead, you're by far the highest. You already lost 2 whole minutes in the game. And that's not even counting in all the minutes you spent walking from base to lane again. Now it's teamfight phase, not really all much that can happen. I know that the game was now still continue for a few minutes. I want to see some teamfight. Still light. Your team basically wins here teamfight with Artia. So get the set up for the kill. He probably also could have started Gold Fury. Second loss maybe here. Get the Gold Fury. Giving away the apple. So Gold Fury is gone. I don't want to count, but probably 5-6 waves gone since the last time you were here. Sure, it's teamfight phase, but you still could use farm. You're 3 levels behind the top farm, even though it's Ozzy with 9 and 1. Bellona here. And even with the Susano and Julian. And you should use the Glyph of Pain when it's played here. Another one. You were standing beside, you probably should have through. Does a lot of extra damage as well. So good jump. It's quick, not doing any placement. Another good ultimate here. It's both. If the opponent comes to you, they will die. If they want to aggress, they have to back off. You guys can back off. And you're not on the advantage for having ultimate at that point. So Staying here will be dangerous with Half-Life opponents. Not sure, that was miscommunicated with the Akilla. He probably thought Kraken had Blink available. Cannot save. You probably should have tried to body block the the Last Breath ability. You probably could have done it. It's tough though, but he could have taken that ult. The win thing, both of you probably should pick it up here. You don't get the red buff anytime soon. And at that point, like, Toss is probably the better choice to have the red buff. Red buff is best on ADCs in laning phase to get the better end on the other ADC. But once the mage hits a certain point, the power becomes just much more valuable. Also, that purple buff just dropped. You will now stay for the red buff here while your team is fighting, or you're starting that side. You should take mid wave here, or you're just turning over. You're getting now red, your team is zoning. Fire Giant is down for a while, so that's okay, I guess. And yeah, getting that wave, 2 minutes probably should have taken before, but he wanted red buff, so okay. In the result, but situational waves probably taking the purple buff would have been better. And trying to give it your mage for the late game status he had. He has about 300 power, so he's getting almost a whole item worth of power out of stuff here. That's close to 100 damage. Power. Bit of both zoning.
Your day of judgment is nigh.
Terra doing down, so that fight is risky. Relics. Have both relics up, so again, I mean that's probably a different glyph. Should have been used better, good stun. The opposing team invested a lot to get the bottom even they probably throw the game here. They're behind, but they invested that Kraken to steal away the objective instead of winning the fight. From now on it should be in mate game. I'm not sure why you guys don't do like fight. Yeah, that's the Rama ult. And why? Why? Like, yeah, you get the kill, but why are you not doing Fire Giant? Like, wow. Like, you have 2 people on the enemy ADC whose ultimate is down, and you have a tank tanking the Fire Giant. Where's the objective focus? Now we get the tower we should have got much earlier in the game. And now you should build Titan Span. Gold yet, Fatal is finished. Titan Span is here. But yeah, at that point, the ADC has to stay. The ADC job outside of the fight is to get the objectives, and that wasn't your kill to deep. And Fire Giant getting earlier, getting it, and return to base before all opponents have even respawned. So you have the control. Maybe could get oracles before the opponents are even back then. You lost some time with for your team there. Delayed it a bit into favor for the opponent. Gold for you this time. The glyph is used. That, not sure why that is an aggro reset. Not your fault, Akilla, but thank God. That's just small things that have to be adjusted. That small Godfrey resets again. Like if I would have like a counter on lost time, then we probably would be in over a minute. In addition to the death time, it's still 2 minutes. So, and we're walking back to lane where it was unnecessary, probably, or maybe lost 4 to 5 minutes of the game time, where could been farmed or more effectively farmed. maybe a bit much, but get the point. If you're spending over again, dust. You should get the full wave here. Deciding to get the push over. Others basically just forcing the whole team to push in. So through Phoenix, that's a great trade. Overall, taking that one kill. Now you probably shouldn't teamfight that. Yeah, even an ultimate, but one player down. You got a Phoenix. Great ultimate. That is bad ultimate. That was probably to do damage and maybe kill the Poseidon. Out of the angle maybe, but not getting the damage, that's good. Somebody has to step in, that Phoenix should already be done and it's not you. I mean, you can take it, yeah. But it was fine. Phoenix also fought. Wasn't really the best fight here. Opponents get a bit unlucky and the ult wasn't really that good. The worst teamfight ults I saw this game. So your tank is tanking the Phoenix and you either commit to cubic circuit here or you're already doing like structure damage. That's another 5-6 shots you didn't take there. That wasn't really a surprise. Well, also get it all up. So that's an Aegis and beats down. And the also you both died still. So now it's basically waiting. Fire Giant. As you guys still have 20 seconds of Fire Giant getting damage. And it's GG. Yeah, well, we'll stop it. I'm not sure. I will. Nah. Spectator client. You have to love it. And we're going over to the last few things. So we have level 20. Oh, yeah, almost 1.5 level in the end game ahead. And to the Rama. Structure damage, you get 4k structure damage. That's not the top stat overall, but it's still. Oh, that's far earlier in the game.
Your Titan is under attack.
Getting to the point where the Titan of Ulm gets attacked. So you got top player damage. And what's placed 2? Like, no. Like, yeah, you didn't need them in the end, but we talked about it earlier. Like, early mid game, you lost all the gold, which should have been invested in sentry wards to at least sentry ward that spot, avoiding the only gank, or the gank that killed you. Investing into pods who could have sustained you through the laning phase, not losing more farm. But 2 wards after the whole match, yeah, you were behind in gold, but that's even a reason more to buy wards. That's pretty bad. Like, I don't want to see that ever again. Many last hits you're still over 20 last hits behind. And even when you were in lane and you got the XP from your waves, you didn't get the last hits. Actively last hitting is really important. And what we have also... Golden Hand is not important here. You got the highest XP per minute, but with a relatively low net worth, and XP usually comes out to like that you got 9 kills. And you got, in the end, a lot of share gold in XP, but you lost a lot of main... like you got the XP from the tower, but the tower still denies you a lot of gold. And I think that should sum it up somehow. Second highest net worth, but just from laning alone you should have like 500 gold more minimum, and you should have outfarmed your Rama and at least gold times. But yeah, you were just slightly behind for being, in theory, really far behind for what you lost in comparison. Yeah, but that's it, I would say. Probably was, again, a bit overlooking, but if you, yeah, that's just the early game, and then the end game team fights I was going over with. And yeah, I think that should sum it up. I definitely need you to practice last hitting, and you cannot lose 2 or 3 creeps to your own minions. Ricochets, like, I don't ever want to see you again doing a 1 bounce less than double hit ricochets. There's a spot for every camp except for the oracles where you can triple bounce the camp. And unless it's an opposing camp, you should always go for it. We had that red buff where you could have used Terra Wall, was an easy triple bounce. Also, you have to pull it over and make here the triple bounce. It will work anyway, but not doing a triple one is just waste of time. You lost a lot of seconds, which lost you a lot of creeps, which lost you a lot of gold. That gold wasn't invested in wards that you lost, or HP pots, so you get zoned out. Losing lane while being even, but relatively losing a lot of gold and XP over time. Getting ganked, falling farther behind, getting poked out, falling farther behind, getting into teamfight phase, wrecking everybody. But you cannot rely on that. You cannot rely on getting a lucky kill from an opposing team rotating too early over. You cannot rely on that. You really have to make the thing happen. We go into the end squad. That's one last more time. Yeah, but that's basically the story, and we saw that before. Like, these base mechanics have to be have to hit to 100%. Yeah, I hope that was somewhat helpful, and we'll see if I can do another one. I will definitely track your stats further in the future and try to make sure you get some proper practice. And for that one, see ya guys.